and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Vesta 67's workshop. Welcome to issue 41 of Legends of Ferrari F1, the die-cast 1/24 scale model collection from our good old mates over at DeAgostini. Now, if you'd like to grab these for yourself, folks, and add these to your collection, pop over to their website. There's a clickable link in the description below. Pop. You too can be building these. Right, what have we got today? Ignore the cover picture straight away. We are doing the Ferrari F14T from 2014, driven by Fernando Alonso, which is this car. Okay, they made a boo-boo and they put the wrong car on the cover, folks. But anywho, this is John Alesi's car, if I remember rightly. Let's have a quick zoom. Yeah, John Alesi. So there you go. So let's open this up, have a look through this week's magazine, see what we've got, and then we'll dig the model out. The new, the goodbyes, and the once again, the drought. Yes, there you go. This is Alonso himself, still driving at the age of 44, I do believe he is now. There he is there looking in his, driving his motor there, looking rather pensive, pre-halo. I do like how the red disappears into the black. I kind of like that livery. Don't know why, just do. There you go. There's Fernando there with the tricolore on the front there, number 14. The nose gave the 14T a very distinctive look, unlike its competitors. They designed a sloping, sinuous front end for the car, which was also flat and wide. It has got that sort of basking shark look about it, of it's like Bagpuss having a yawn, isn't it, folks? Showing me age now. There are all the cars there. Look at the difference in rear wing width through this iteration of the rules and regulations to the modern cars. Surprising when you look back at old races how the cars have changed over the years. The infamous stepped front as well, which was quite an ugly era in F1, wasn't it? Says there a final toast amid applause. Bless him, yes. Best days, sadly, are behind him, but I'd still like to see him win a race. I don't know why. Every time I see him behind the wheel, I yearn for him to win a race again. I really do. Be so cool, wouldn't it? There's all the briefing sheet there of the car there, all the data files, all the information on it. A season that marked the end of his time with the Ferrari team. It was the most thankless. Of the 5 he spent at Maranello, the F14T caused him no ends of problems throughout a championship in which he had more pain than glory. To make matters worse, the company and the team were embroiled in a very complicated situation that hastened his departure. Yeah, in his career, he's made some bad moves at the wrong times, but also there's been a lot of politics behind the scenes in teams he's been in, and the accusations have flown over the years that he can be a little bit difficult. But I don't know. I think any champion driver of that ilk, you've got to have a little bit of a determination about you. Some people see it as arrogance and politicising. I don't. I see it as determination. Loads of information in these magazines, folks, so do give them a read. They're well worth it. And there we've got a profile sheet there on Marco Mattiasi. I hope I said that right. And yeah, nice little bits and pieces on him there. But give these a read, folks. I found out a lot of information from these, I must admit. So that's that magazine done. So we'll put that to one side and we'll bring the model in and we'll have a looky-loo for you. And there she is, folks. Look at that. Ferrari F14T, Fernando Alonso on across the front. Scudieri logo in the corner there, the prancing horse. Comes in a nice acrylic display case, as you can see. I leave me slip covers on whilst I'm filming because I am moving the models around the bench and I don't want to scratch the outer casings on them. So what we'll do is we'll drop this out of the case, we'll bring it on the bench and we'll have a little look-see around the car. So show you what you get, folks, okay? And there she is. Do our obligatory top-down shot first so you can see. Big old chunky front wing there, loads of little winglets and protrusions poking out the front. Some winglets on the front there with cameras in, tucked in. Flat sculpted wishbones there with little wings and vanes in the middle as well. Coming out, very narrow pinched nose. And then coming out at the front there with side impact bars and then sculpting around towards the rear engine cover. Quite a rectangular flat floor there. There's to push the car down. Pre-halo, so there's no halo in there. You can see down inside the cockpit there, all the harnesses, etc. Loads of vanes and winglets on the top there for cameras, etc. And a very tinsy-wincy, narrow-width rear wing there, folks, with the DRS flap actuator on it. Turn it round sideways for the money shot there of the side there. Quite rectangular end plates there with little vanes and sculpts on them. A very elongated bib underneath there with a support beam. And there's a few shark's teeth beginning to appear in front of the barge board there. Sends air across the bib that slices it and then splits it between the barge board and the side. Clinging underneath here, this cobbled wall effect. Scooting round and then underneath the same effect at the back. And shooting the air right out into the top part of the diffuser and the lower element of the rear wing. Got a shark fin there on the back end of the engine cover forming there. Loads of different sculpts in the end plates here of the rear wing, weather vanes and little claws hanging off the side. You've got a diffuser there coming out the back end there. Single exhaust in the middle. All your different suspension elements and brake ducts. We'll have a looky underneath. Flat floor. But again, you can see how the vanes on the diffuser there, and this is all sculpted where the plank is, just to send air out through these little elements. Similar thing on the front there. You've got a groove that goes down the end plates, just to scoot air out of the way. Again, you can see the barge boards there, but you've got this little shark teeth effect sculpt on the floor there. You can see the big deep brake ducts on the front there to pull air in. And again, our air is sent underneath these little scallops and little sculpts on the wing there, just to shoot it up to these tiny little winglets to just scoot air up over the way. Very, very tiny little radiator intakes there. But again, all these little elements in there just to direct air. You can see there, Bagpussy's mouth there, open, yawning. Air can scoot along. And that's where it then goes under that bib and gets sent all the way around along the side of the car, just to pull it down to the floor. Good old layout there of sponsors on the side there, looking rather busy, I must admit. But you can see where that red just goes into that black carbon fibre effect. I do like it, I must admit. We're on Pirelli tyres now on this iteration of Formula One. You've got your side impact pad in there around the driver's head. Driver's eye view down over the nose there. And then you can see in the cab there, look at all of the buttons that are now on this steering wheel. It's proper PlayStation engine mapping and all kinds of things, brake bias and all the information that the driver needs, and he can punch buttons and go through menus and twiddle dials and change engine maps and all of that lot. And then obviously you've got all your telemetry signals and everything that go out to the pits to send all this data back to the pit lane. Very technically advanced now, the motor racing. Massive, massive amount of data that they collect off the cars now. It's stunning to think how much information is pushed out from a Formula One car to the pit crew and vice versa. The drivers now pretty much know where they are on track, what their competitors are doing, and pretty much every single sensor that is picking up everything from tyre temps, brake temps to bias, balance, cornering, and different maps for different areas of the track. And it's phenomenal the amount of stuff that these guys have on board on these cars just to keep them going round in circles. It's fascinating to look at the technology, and you know, you want to drop these covers off and go in the pits, don't you, and have a good old gander around the cars with a socket set and a boroscope just to have a good looky look at it, because the Formula One technology for me I find really, really fascinating. So that's a little trip round Fernando Alonso's Ferrari there. I'm just going to put it down nice and safe because I don't want to damage her. So we'll do that. Have you some of that. So that is Fernando Alonso's Ferrari F14T from the year 2014, folks. If you'd like to grab these and have these in your collection, pop over to DeAgostini's website. There is a clickable link in the description below. And you too can be collecting these along with me, folks. They really are a stunning, stunning thing. I mean, as you're building up your collection, you can see all the different evolutions of the cars over the years, and it's fascinating to sit there with your magazines and a cup of tea, or looking at the car collection growing and seeing these stunning things looking back at you. So, also to help me out, folks, if you can just give a little faster a click in the corner there and subscribe to the channel. It is free, folks. It really does help me grow the channel and keep it alive. Ring the bell whilst you're there to get notified of future content. If you're on the mobile app, right down next to where the thumbs up buttons, if you scroll along and select hype and hype the video, it pushes it out there in other people's feeds and lets me get some more views. Massive, massive help for all of you that are doing that. It really does make a difference to me. In the meantime, thanks so much for coming in and keeping me company. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Stay safe and well. Bye-bye for now.